your host of Unboxing the Birmingham Museum, and this is a very special episode in the Hunter House's attic. So I am kneeling right now just to get everything in the shot, but the walls are very, very low in this attic. So I'm 5'1.5" and my head is grazing the roof here. I tell people I'm 5'2", but I'm very good at lying, like a lot of short people. I like to round up my height, but just know that I'm shorter than I tell people. So other than just telling you secrets about myself, let's talk about what's up here in the attic of the Hunter house. So we know that this room existed in about the 1830s, so shortly after the house was built. And in the 1830s, the Hunter family had a boarder that lived in their house with them, and she roomed up here in the attic. She was one of Birmingham's first school teachers, and as the story goes, she was in love with an insurance salesman who traveled a lot. He was often going up and down the Saginaw Trail, now Woodward Avenue, selling insurance to farmers and other people in the area. So from the window behind the camera there, she would often look out, and since the Hunter house was at a very prominent corner of Birmingham, she was one of the first people to see this young man when he re-entered the village. And so she would often arrange, those little meetings where like you see someone that you like and they're like walking in your direction, so you just happen to come up with an excuse for why you two are also in the road and just casually bump into that person. So she was a master of that. A year later they were married, happy, and we don't find them anymore in records of Birmingham, so they might have moved out. But I am kneeling right next to, this is a scale model of the Hunter house, really, really cool. There was a model shop in town that was selling these. And then when they closed, one of the friends in the museum just really, really loved this model a lot, bought it, put it together, and then realized he had nowhere to store it in his own house. So he actually came into the museum several times trying to match the wallpaper in a couple of the bedrooms downstairs and all that. So it's very, very accurate. Even there's a couple of windows on the other side here that on the real house, the shutters have long since fallen off. So he took the shutters off those windows, just trying to make it as accurate as possible. So it's really awesome. It's being stored up here just for the time being. For our current exhibit, we did move things around downstairs a little bit. So while it gets to its permanent location, it is living here for right now. And behind it is a model of the Baldwin Public Library and the extension that was built on the library in the 1980s. I'm not sure why it's here, but hey, you know what? It's welcome to be here. We don't store too many things up here just because we're not sure how sturdy these floors are. So if you don't hear from me ever again, this is my last video and I fell through the floor. Someone please send an ambulance. So I'll put in some still photos of just the interior of this house here, some more of the attic, and yeah, thank you so much for joining us on this edition of Unboxing the Birmingham Museum, and we'll see you next week. Bye!